Hi everyone, happy weekend. I hope everyone is well. Welcome to another weekend review. I'm so sorry I never really bring it in on Fridays like I used to, but I've been so busy and just been tired. So I'm here still doing the damn thing, right? Yes. So, without further ado, let's get to these numbers. If you guys missed this live, you can watch the replay on Instagram or watch the video that will be uploaded on YouTube and some clips on TikTok and Twitter. My handle is I am Chantay on on the socials and on YouTube. You can look me up. So, and the link is in the bio. So here it is. According to the Johns Hopkins University Medicine Coronavirus Resource Center website, there are 669,949,193 global confirmed cases of COVID-19 around the world. The global death toll is at 6,821,458. U.S. confirmed cases are at 102,260,961. And the U.S. death toll is 1,107,559. So again, we have 669,949,193 global confirmed cases of COVID-19. We have 6,821,458 global deaths of this virus. We have 102,260,961 U.S. confirmed cases, and we have 1,107,559 fatalities. As for vaccinations, 186,246 Americans received their dosage of the COVID-19 vaccines. Overall, is 229.5 million Americans are fully vaccinated, and that is 71%. Keep in mind, I have said this repeatedly, the president goal for Americans to be vaccinated was at 70% back in July of 2021. So that's where we are. So I'm saying this for a reason, is because America, our country, is 4.2% of the world's population, but yet we account for 20% of the cases of COVID-19. That is not a good sign, especially when the vaccine is still free, ready, and available to us, and everybody is still, 29% of Americans is still hesitant. That blows my goddamn mind. Like, we're basically year 4 into this. Like, we've been dealing with this shit for 3 years, and yet we still can't get to at least 90% of people being vaccinated. Just because the mask mandates are lifted, that doesn't mean we're going to get another wave, because one part of the region's already got their wave on the Pacific. It's going to go right across it's going to come to the Atlantic and going to hit the United States really soon. And people still effing around out here think this shit is a joke. And this is not a joke. What saves lives is vaccinations and masks. But by all means necessary, you want to be stupid, be my guest. Because I'm done trying to tell people to get vaccinated. It's starting to get repetitive and redundant. And we're in 2023. And we're still wearing masks. Third decade of the century. Makes no fucking sense. I don't know why. But moving right along to more pressing issues. So, in the country that we're living in, besides dealing with a global pandemic, we're also dealing with another endemic. And that is mass shootings and police brutality. And this time around, Tyre Nichols, 29 years old, an inspiring photographer, occasional skateboarder, life ended in police brutality, being abused by 5 policemen that were black, that looked just like him. And my thought process, the accountability was taken seriously and taken quickly because of the race of the officers. But these officers, because they You know, they're black. That doesn't give them the right to beat anybody, especially if they're wearing the blue uniform. Once you're in that blue uniform, I don't even know you of us. But I digress again. So the 5 cops were arrested. They were fired. They were charged. And some EMT workers were charged. And the Scorpion Union was the Scorpion unit was disbanded. So what are my thoughts after seeing that video? I'm glad that happened. I'm glad that unit is over. These men need to get 25 years to life in prison because they brutally murdered someone with beating them to death. Just because they look like him and look like me, that does not give them an excuse to do the most inhumane thing that is possible. So I'm glad that shit happened. And I hope there's more accountability for Breonna Taylor. Let's see. Other black, what's that girl, Altavia Johnson? No, Altavia, I forgot what, Jefferson. There we go, Altavia Jefferson. Because black women are also being brutally murdered and killed by policemen, as well as Sandra Bland. We got to say their names. Seriously, we have to say their names. And getting into the politics and the weeds of this, the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act was to address this shit. The whole point of that bill is to end all the no-knock warrants, the chokeholds, the beatings, all of that good stuff. And because of Timothy Eugene Scott is the reason why that bill is still stalled in the Senate. So this is my message to Congress out here. So your thoughts and your prayers, yeah, it's fine. It's okay. But what are you going to do? Are you going to pass the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act once it passed through the Senate? Hopefully it does. Or are you going to come up with an amendment or a bill to stop police brutality in this country, as well as mass shootings? Are you going to do something? Kevin, if you're listening, are you going to round up your troops to get some type of bill passed to end police brutality, to end mass shootings? Are you going to put a ban on assault weapons? Are you going to do that, Kevin? Are you going to end police brutality? Are you going to? This is a test of your speakership, And I said this earnestly. Because your speakership started off as a shit show, an embarrassment, and it was ghetto as hell. So I'm asking, are you going to pass the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act once it comes back to the House? Are you going to put up a bill to end qualify those magazines, those assault? Are you going to put a ban on assault weapons? Are you going to put a national one? So that's my question to him. Everybody looking forward for the president to do something. The president put executive actions, but at the end of the day, there needs to be a law. There needs to be a law. Police brutality in this country, said it right. I've been saying it fast as I've been mad. It's an epidemic and it's an endemic, and it needs to stop. So once again, my message to Kevin. Kevin, once that bill passes through the Senate, because there's a great chance that it will pass through the Senate. Even with the two knuckleheads in the Democratic Party, it's going to pass through the Senate. My question to you, are you going to pass the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act to end no-knock warrants, to end chokeholds, put a ban on it? Or are you going to end police brutality with passing the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act? Are you going to get the vote from the normal Republicans or the conservative Republicans in your party? Or are you going to let the MAGA tats, the MAGA jackasses, run your freaking party? Because it seems like they running the show and you sitting there like a little punk. So are you going to do something, Mr. Speaker? I'll wait. Because this is a testament to 2024. And speaking of 2024, I am almost done with my list. There are senatorial primaries happening. Arizona was announced earlier this week where Ruben Gallego announced to challenge Kirsten Sinema. That she announced that she's a registered independent. And then we have the California senatorial primaries. Now it's Katie Porter and Adam Schiff are running for the Senate. More than likely, Adam Schiff will probably win the primary, depending on what Dianne Feinstein's going to do, because she's almost 90 years old, and you know she got some ailments and everything going on and whatnot. So there's a greater chance that Adam Schiff can run, but promised to put a black woman in that seat. So let's hope that happens, because we have no black women in the Senate. That is a travesty. It's devastating. So let's just hope that Gavin Newsom make promise on his word. And also this time around is the presidential primaries. We're waiting for the president to announce whether he's running for re-election or not, which most likely he probably is. And if so, you know who he's running with. So I don't know what's the big speculation of it is, but my thing was to address the Blue Lives Matter people, but I'm not in the mood to do that. But I would like to address the shrinking majority in the Democratic Party. You know who you are, because you're clear as hell. If the president announces that he is running with the vice president, why the hell will some of you in the shrinking majority will suggest Elizabeth Cheney or Adam Kissinger or any Republican to run with the president? I don't know. But I need to say this message, and I'm going to say this with the most honest and true thought of mine. Joseph Robinette Biden is going to announce his re-election campaign. And he is running with the most qualified vice president, which the person that's on his side, which is the black lady, the black and Indian lady, Vice President Kamala Devi Harris. They're running on the same damn ticket. Biden-Harris 2024. Not Biden and Cheney, not Biden and Warren, not Biden and Klobuchar, Biden and Harris. Biden and Harris. The shrinking majority, if you have a problem with it, because you know who you are, white men, white women, I don't know what to tell you, because guess what? That black woman has been on the president's side and always had his back. You think Warren would have the president's back? I don't know. You think Cheney will agree on everything that he does? We all know that's a hell fucking no. And Klobuchar, And I forgot somebody said Biden and Romney, like, are you guys on drugs? What the hell are you smoking? So if you got a problem with him running with the black woman, maybe you need to check your racism. Because it's alive and well. People think that because there are certain white people in the party, they are Democrats, and I get it, doesn't excuse some of them for being, misogynist, bigots, homophobes, racist assholes, because it's there. And quiet as it kept, half of them don't like the fact that there's black women in the party that has executive positions. Not just only being vice presidents, but being secretaries of states, being lieutenant governors. They have a problem with it. But black women are the base of the party. We are the biggest base in the Democratic Party. Somebody said, well, white women are the major voting bloc, but they're a major voting bloc in the Republican Party, while black women are a major voting bloc in the Democratic Party, followed by Latino women, followed by Asian women, then white women. No, indigenous women, then white women. White women vote for the Democratic Party by like 40-something%. Possibly 30-something%. You lucky you get them at 49%. Because they had to be in love with the candidate. While white women or white people vote for their feelings and vote for platitudes and other nonsense, black people and people of color and marginalized communities vote for their survival. And that's a true statement. It's a true statement. Black people vote for their survival. We vote for democracy. And we vote to make sure our children and families are safe. It's the truth. And so as marginalized communities and other people of color, including Latinos, Asians, indigenous people, we vote for our survival. And that's a fact. Getting back to my message to the shrinking majority. The president, who will be 82 if re-elected, will be running for office in 2024 with the most qualified vice president, who is currently in her position, Vice President Kamala Davis Harris. There will be no Biden and Cheney, no Biden and Warren, no Biden and Romney, and definitely no Biden and Klobuchar. No. So if you got a problem with it, maybe you need to switch to the other side and vote for that bum that's running on the Republican ticket with them other knuckleheads that will be running against that bum. But on another note, I am gone. I had a great weekend. Stay safe. It's still COVID. It's out here. Put your mask on. If you have not been vaccinated, go get your shot. And that's all I got to say. Have a good night, and hello to everyone that came in. I'm so sorry I didn't wave to y'all, but it was just a quick live. So until then, have a good night. Peace.